Hello, my friends. Now, if there's one thing that irritates Mr. Paul McCartney more than anything, it's when guitarists like myself get the pick wrong to one of his most famous songs. I'm referring, of course, to this one. Blackbird, of course, that's what I'm talking about. Now, even great YouTubers like Rick Beato, who I really respect and admire, I look at his stuff all the time. I watched Rick playing it the other week, and even he gets the pick for this wrong. And I know why that happens. Classically trained musicians, on the whole, don't quite understand how musicians like myself, and I'm not lumping myself in the same category as McCartney, other than the fact that we're not classically trained. So we tend to play in an unorthodox way. You know, Mark Knopfler, players like that, they have their own style. And the pick for Blackbird is unorthodox. It's something that he's developed himself. And as such, you know, it sort of sits outside the classically trained way of playing, so to speak. And that's why I think most people get it wrong. So this lesson, I'm going to show you how to play the song. Did this before about 4 years ago, but I didn't have any subscribers then, so not many people saw it. So I'm going to teach you how to play it as McCartney does, okay? So download your idiot-proof paperwork. Everything on here, left hand, right hand is there, and including, I'm going to spend a bit of time on getting this bloody pick right, because that's the thing that makes the track. All right, so download your idiot-proof paperwork by clicking the blue link under this video. The whole song's here. I'll put the lyric at the top so you can't cock it up, and I'll explain what's what as we go along. Before I do any more, thank you for the donations to the Tea and Coffee Fund to the channel. Much appreciated. As you know, everything on the channel is free, and as such, you can share it to whoever you like. All this paperwork that you're going to download is mine. Do what you want with it. I don't care, as long as you learn to play Blackbird correctly, as Mr. McCartney would like. All right. So, quick overview. Finger positions, left hand clearly, and down here, these are your string numbers. Anything you'll see in a bracket, you will play together, and anything you see here, this is referring to the pick. Once you know the pick, you're off, okay? This is the bit here that everybody cocks up, all right? So we're gonna get that right first. So bear with this lesson, it's important, all right? This track, incidentally, it works both as a song if you want to sing it, but it also works beautifully as an instrumental. All right, so you double whammy for this. Let's look at the pick that everybody, these are Paul McCartney's words, not mine. He said it because I am a good mate with Paul McCartney, sound man. So I know that it irritates him sometimes when people play it incorrectly, all right? So let's get it right. What you're going to do, you're going to use your thumb and one finger. That's all he uses. He doesn't know how to pick. He never learned how to pick, all right? He uses a thumb and one finger. Now, block the strings. Don't even try and play anything yet. Block the strings. And put your thumb on the 5th string and put your finger on the 2nd string and pluck them together like this. All right. And then flick down and up with your 1st finger. 1, 2, and count it like that. 1, 2, and. And then your thumb on its own on the 5th string. 1, 2, and 3, and then a flick up and down with the finger. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Now, also, and this is important, grab hold of your 1st string when you're not playing it with these 2 fingers. Rest your hand there, because that way, because we don't want to hear that string, it's muted. All right. So this is the position. The 2 fingers here. Watch McCartney. You'll see, if you watch him closely, you'll see how he does it. I'll do it from this angle. Again, thumb and 1 finger. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 5 and 2. Down, up, 5, up, down. And get that rhythm. Boom, da ka do ba da, dum da ka do ba da, okay? That's the pick, that's the bit that most people get wrong. And go over that, keep doing it. Now, let's put a chord, let's just put one of the shapes. Let's pick any old shape. Let's do the one that when he goes up the neck. Let's go to this one. So put your first finger on the 5th string at the 10th fret, and then put your little finger on the 2nd string at the 12th fret. Now, let's look at the shape for a minute. The bass string here is out of bounds. We don't play that, okay? So it's important we don't go bonk and bring our thumb over the top and play that note. It's out of bounds. Your 4th string, so we're going to play the 5. Your 4th string is muted. You just lie this finger across. We don't want to hear that note. So that finger there, just don't make a big effort, just let it just drag across. That's muted. Your 3rd string is open. It's like a drone, like a bagpipe drone. That'll go all the way through the song. And then your 2nd string is played with the little finger. Excuse me. And your 1st finger is going to be muted with these 2 fingers here. So this is what it'll sound like if you do that pick. 5 and 2. Flick down and up with your finger. Then a 5. And then an up and down. That's the pick throughout the whole song, all right? So, should we have a look at the song? All right, so you've downloaded your stuff. You've spent 5 or 10 minutes doing the pick, and this is important that you do this first. Don't start trying to just jump in and do it. And be patient with yourself. You know, there's a reason why people get this wrong. They don't spend enough time fiddling around with it. And it's not difficult once you know what it is, all right? Just follow what I've just done. Watch the video again and again and again, and look at this and you'll get it right. Get the chant in your head. It's always important. Dum daka dupa da, dum daka dupa da, dum daka da. In here first, fingers second. You can't play anything unless you can play it in your head. All right, so let's look at the opening shapes. All right, it's in the key of G. I'm not going to spend too much time going over the theory. I'm just going to show you how to do it because it's, you know, I've got a bit to do. So, bass string, 3rd fret. Okay, we're going to play twin notes. If you look down below that first shape, you'll see that it's got 6 and 2, which means we're going to play string 6 and 2 together. All right, done. Now we're going to play 5 and 2. Your 2 is now played with your 1st finger on the 2nd string at the 1st fret. Then we're going to bring, now there's a choice here. You can either use 2 and 4 to play string 5 at the 2nd fret and your little finger on the 2nd string of the 3rd fret. Now that is the technically correct way to do it. I, however, don't do it that way, and you'll see why in a second. I use finger 1 and 4 to play those 2 strings because we're going to slide that up, and I want to keep contact with the strings, so I get a nice smooth slide for when I hit the 5 and 2 and begin the pick. If I did it the other way, I'd have to leave the string and then put this one on. And I think McCartney does it that way, but that's a left-hand thing. You can make a decision. I prefer, personally, to keep that note constant. If you take a finger off, you lose the note for a split second. Now the other thing he does, and it's a very subtle thing, in order to keep time, he sort of very slightly, doesn't do it all the time, but you'll hear the slightest of brushes with the finger. They'll get boom cha boom cha boom cha. Hear that? Boom cha. So a little tiny brush now and again, but don't overdo it. Don't go like this because it'll sound silly. Slight brush. So when you look at page 1, you've got 6 and 2, 5 and 2, 5 and 2. Start your pick and you do that twice. Okay, so that's page 1 done. Now the good news is the song now begins on page 2 and you'll see the lyric written over the top. We've got exactly the same thing, the same music that we've just played for the lyric. I'll try and sing it. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. exactly the same as we did before, into the next section. Again, twin notes now, all twin notes. We're still on strings 5 and 2. The 5 is at the 3rd fret and your 2 is at the 5th. Again, everything's written down on the paper. If you're looking at this and looking at the sheet below, you know, with the idiot-proof stuff, you can't get it wrong. You'll see 5 and 2. Then we're going to swing our fingers round. And this is where, of course, you'll have to release your fingers now. 5 and 1. So we were here, 5 and 2. Now, there's a little trick to remembering this section. Look at the 2 dots on 3 and 5. Play 5 and 2. Bring your second finger onto the 5th string out the 4th fret. And this first finger will sneak down to the 1st string at the 3rd fret. And then do exactly the same at the next pair of dots, which is a 5 and 7. Okay, so your first finger's now on the 1st string of the 5th. Second finger's now on the 5th string at the 6th. See that again? Look at the dots from there to there. And then the next pair of dots from there to there. It's little things like that that help you remember things. And again, sometimes you'll put a little brush in there. I wouldn't do it yet. I would save that, you know. Just get the main thrust of the song. Okay, so that's where it says, take these broken wings and learn to. Onto page 4. Next shape, 7th fret, still on 5 and 2. Little finger, I always use my little finger here on the 2nd string at the 8th. You'll see why I use my little finger in a second. We've got our pick again. What pick is it? Exactly the same as we've already done. 5 and 2. Fingers are back here, by the way, did you notice? Drop your first finger now to the 6th fret, which is why I use my little finger. So I've got enough stretchability. Same pick again. So we've got, and then the lines all your life. Now this is where these 2 fingers move down to strings still on 5 and 2. You're at 5 and 7 now, and you're going to do like a reverse of what we did on the way up. 5 and 2. Oh, first finger on the 1st string again, 3rd fret. Second finger on the 5th string of the 4th fret. Again, you've got to release your fingers that were on the 1st string. All your. Page 4 done. Page 5, back to your 5th string, 3rd fret, little finger, 2nd string, 5th fret. Look at your thing on the word life. We've got the pick, same pick. Fingers back here, of course. Drop your little finger to the 4th fret. Then to the 2nd fret. All the same. All your life, you were only waiting for this. Onto page 6. Now you're gonna, for the first time, you're gonna move your thumb down to the 4th string. Same pick, other than that. Moment to up to your bass string, 6 and 2. Rise. Now when you play that last note, again, try not to play the 5th string. So we've got this. Then the verse. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. And then we've got like a little halfway house bridge, short bridge as I've called it, where we go back to 5, 3rd fret, 5th fret, on 5 and 2, just pairs of notes now. Drop to fret 2 and fret 3. Okay. Then we bring our 2nd finger down to the 2nd string at the 2nd fret, and we start our pick again. Try not to hit that 4th string. First finger now on the 2nd string of the 1st fret, 4 and 2 now. And then onto page 8 for the end of the bridge, where you'll play 6 and 2 and the pick again. So I'll play that bridge. And then you repeat the verse as you did before, exactly the same. So let me play through that little bridge. And then the second verse, Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. Right, okay, so that's the verse done. All the verses are done. We're on to the chorus now. Blah. See if I can get the notes. So we've gone free. Now we're up at the 10th fret. Let's look at the notes. All pairs of notes for this bit, where he sings Blackbird, that bit. So here we are. Where are we? So we're not at the 10th fret, we're at the 8th fret. Fret 8 with your first finger on the 5th string, and your little finger is on the 10th fret on the 2nd string. Little finger, 10th fret, 2nd string. So here's our shape. And we're going to play 5 and 2. We bring our first finger down to fret 7 and our little finger down to fret 8. Okay. I'll do that again. And then we bring these two fingers to frets 5 and 6. Again, it's all written down, you can't cock this up. Then to 3 and 5. So let's play that. Blackbird. That's page 9 done. Then we go to same shape, fret 1, 1st fret, 3rd fret, still on strings 5 and 2. And our pick starts again, 5 and 2. And then we move that back to the 3rd fret and do the same. And then we do the chorus again. Blackbird fly. And again. Blackbird fly. What happens after that? Page 10 is done. We bring our first finger down to our second finger, sorry, down to the 2nd string at the 2nd string at the 2nd fret. Then our first finger drops onto the 2nd string at the 1st fret, where we will bring our thumb down to the 4th. Whenever your finger's there, it's always a 4th string, same pick, other than the thumb note, and then back to your. Let's just check that. So now, when it goes, if you look at the note after that, let me do that chorus. Blackbird fly. Forgive the voice. Blackbird fly into the line of a dark black night. This bit's exactly the same as a verse, and he plays it as an instrumental. Exactly the same as before. And then into the chorus again. Blackbird fly. Blackbird fly into the line of the dark black night. And he stays there. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding. Alright, so we did all that. Now when you get to this bit here, you'll look at the thing as you've got the 5 and 2. Let's just go over this little bit where he slows down, and that's where the Blackbird starts to sing on the record, you know. Okay, so we've got 5 and 2, and I've said we do it 4 times. Once, twice, 3, 4, and then just 5 and 2, down, down. Etc. What happens then? We go a little slide, and then we do what I've called a longer bridge. Okay, and he's taking elements of what he's already played, and he's sort of slotted them in different positions. So he starts off exactly as we did at the head of the song. I'll play the bit first, and I'll show you how to play it. But this is what we're going to do. So what are we doing? 6 and 2, as before. You'll know this by now. 5 and 2. 5 and 2. You can use your second finger or your little finger. I'll use my first. Whatever you want, it doesn't matter. Then 5 and 2 on 3 and 5. Then you work your way back. Let me play that again. Ba, 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 ba. It's all written down, so you can't cock this up. Bum, bum. And then you'll notice on the last shape here, again, but at the first fret, remember what we said before, whenever you're here, we play the 4th string as a bass, not the 5th. And it's important you don't go, just be, be careful what you're doing. Keep this locked in. So when we've done that long bridge, what do we do then? We'd repeat verse 1. Right, so I'll do that little section. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to arise. And then he does like a little repeaty bit on the 5th string, 3rd fret, little finger here. You were to 5 and 2 only waiting for this. You were only, same pick, 5 and 2, waiting for this. 4th string now, moment to a bass string, rise, do it again. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. One more time. You were only waiting for this moment to make a full G, 6 and 2, and a little flick down. Etc. Okay, so that's Blackbird. Now that's the way McCartney does it. Now as far as the left hand's concerned, as I said before, you can either use fingers 1 and 4 there, or you can use 2 and 4. It doesn't really matter, What's important is that you get the pick right, because if you don't get the pick right, the rhythm's wrong. Now why do classical players tend to cock this up? Well, brushing your fingers up and down is pretty unorthodox for them. They tend to try and do this, which is crap. Let's be honest. It's, come on. And I've seen loads of people doing it, and I think, oh, you're not listening to the record. Are you not watching the man? Okay, remember, these are what's important, okay? If you read something from a book, it will have been put together by a guy that studied, or girl that studied music in a music college, usually playing pianos. They'll have not much knowledge of guitar, and they will then transpose what they think is the correct way of doing it. And that's why usually you need to go to a guitar player that probably can't read music, because most of us can't. And all the greats, most of them, McCartney can't read a note. David Gilmour can't read a note. Eric Clapton can't read a note. The list is endless. Now, that's not putting music down, of course it isn't. But it tends to be keyboard players that get into music theory. Guitar players tend not to. And why is that? Well, classical players do, because it's part of their course. If they're studying classical guitar, then they tend to do it. But we're not playing classical guitar. When we're playing this, we're just picking it up. I mean, a classical guitarist would look at what we're doing and laugh at us, But, who's laughing the most? I'd rather be Mr. Blackbird man than play some stuff that no one's ever heard of. Thank you very much. What do you think? Right, on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. That is Blackbird. We've had another look at that. Get the pick right. Remember, practice like this. Let's go over it one more time. Block the strings here, okay, with those 2 fingers. 5 and 2. So 5 and 2, flick down and up. And don't just go like that, you know, give it a good flick. Now, you might find that if you try to come straight down like that, it's awkward. Flick across the strings where you're getting less friction. It tends not to barb. You know, like a barb, if you're doing it like that, your finger tends to stick in. Sweep across the strings more. I'll do it slowly. Remember, those 4th strings are muted. It's another one. Everything he did, he used it all the time. And to brilliant effect, I might add. Right, I'm going to get off. Thank you for the donations to the channel. Learn this one, share the hell out of it. The blue link below, open it in Safari. Some people say, how do you open it? Click on the thing, open it in Safari, and let me know how you get on. All right, so enjoy this one, and I'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye for now.